excited to be here tonight. Something pretty cool happened last week. I paid back all my unpaid parking tickets. Thank you. This week I'm experiencing a little bit of a personal recession, but that's okay. I'm sure you guys are like, how many parking tickets could you buy? It was $1,300 worth of parking. And yeah, that's more than my rent. And yeah, I only paid it back because I got a letter from the state that said if I didn't, they would impound my car. But I'm just really struggling to see how this is my fault. Because like, I pay taxes to use the roads, and I have a parking permit to park in my neighborhood, so why am I getting tickets when I'm parking in my neighborhood? I hope parents hear that every time I put their stupid fucking orange envelope under my windshield wiper, and I come out of my house first thing in the morning on my way to work, and I see that envelope, my initial thought always is, well, why don't I kill myself then? And one day it's gonna be too much. And I'm gonna put his badge number in my notes. Hope it was worth it, Officer 355. Now my dad's gonna be sad. I'm doing well though. I've been going through, my girlfriend was 2 years and I broke up, and that's been devastating. I'm handling it medium. I'm doing okay. I'm not taking a lot of unnecessary risks to feel something. Nothing too crazy. I'm taking like a lot of like late night walks by myself with headphones on. Fellas, I don't know if you know this, but if you're a girl, you are not supposed to do that. If you ask your friends who are women, hey, you take a lot of late night walks by yourself with headphones on, just say no, you're not supposed to do that. But I can. Because I've cracked the code. I've figured out the secret to successfully being a woman and taking a late night walk by myself with headphones on, and that secret is I'm not afraid to die. A couple months after we broke up, my ex-girlfriend and I tried to like be friends again, because we see each other all the time, we both do stand-up. So we were like, let's just hang out, we'll try to be friends, we'll see what happens. We both immediately start crying. It was very gay. We're sitting on the floor, we're crying. My ex-girlfriend tells me that they're still in love with me, and then kisses me, and then goes to the bathroom. And then like 2 minutes later comes back from the bathroom and says, listen, I do not want to date you though. And I really thought I had that one, I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, like it was very hard when it happened, but it ended up being really helpful for us, and like we're closer to being friends now than we ever were before, because for so long I was like holding on to this idea, maybe one day we're gonna get back together, and now I know that's definitely not gonna happen, because I could not handle the anxiety of always thinking I was gonna get dumped when my partner came back from the bathroom. Especially with that girlfriend who has like so many GI issues, and is always in the bathroom. But yeah, she came back, she was like, I don't want to date you. And I was like, what happened in the bathroom? What did my own bathroom say about me to my ex-girlfriend? Or worse, which one of my roommates didn't flush? I bet it was Selena. That's kind of an inside baseball joke, because Selena's like my tiniest roommate, who looks like she would never poop. I don't know when you guys first started going to the bathroom in the toilet, but I did when I was 3. And I was very proud of myself. I would take big girl poops in the big girl toilet. One day I took a really big one, and I was looking at it afterwards. And I was like, this is pretty cool. I bet I could see it a lot better if I picked it up out of the water. And I did, and I was right. You can see it much more detailed up close. And then I was like, oh my God, you know who would love this? Is my best friend in the world, my older brother, Johnny. Surely he'll appreciate this. And so I carried it into the living room. And I was like, Johnny, look at this. And he did not like it. He was like, you can't do that. I'm gonna tell mom and dad. I was like, no, don't tell mom and dad. He told my mom and dad. And they told me I couldn't pick up shit anymore. And I was bummed. I understood. They explained to me, they were like, you can't pick up shit, you'll get sick. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I really wish I'd known that that was going to be the only occasion on which I picked up my shit. Because, like, I've been in such a rush to go show my brother that I hadn't really taken the time for myself. I would have waited 2 more minutes if I could redo it, is what I'm saying. Since the end of my long-term lesbian relationship, I've almost exclusively been having sex with men. Because it's very easy. It's almost easier to do it than to not. There is one issue though, which is that a lot of you guys are scary. Frightened me. I was hooking up with a guy a couple weeks ago, and he was choking me a little bit, which was cool. Like, we discussed it. I was on board with it. But eventually, I tap out, and he stops, which is good. But when he stopped, he looked down at me, and he said, I could kill you if I wanted to. And I was like, yeah, or we could just have a nice time. Why do we as human beings live in such extremes, Sure, you can kill me, or you can watch the next episode of Entourage. I'm starting to like it. It's not written for me, necessarily, but I'm living naked and afraid. I'll watch fucking anything at this point. I also really like the idea that he thinks he's the first person to ever tell me that a man that I'm having sex with could kill me. Like, I've been outside. Like, I knew you could kill me, and I came here. Anyway, please don't bring it up when we're naked. I've been thinking about abortion a lot lately. Because if something doesn't happen by tomorrow, it's time to be worried. Honestly, I feel like, obviously, abortion should be legal and accessible and safe, and honestly, I think it should be free. But more than anything else, I think that it should just not be that big of a thing. Because there's a type of abortion where you can take one pill, one time, and you will no longer be pregnant. Anything that can be fixed with one pill, one time, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, hear me out. Let's say you had a friend who was like, I have depression. And then he took a Prozac. And he was like, I no longer have depression. You'd say that's fake depression, my friend. If you take one pill one time to kill your baby, it's a fake baby. Don't worry about it. I have a psychiatrist, and he's pretty bad at his job. He's always forgetting the little things, like my name and what's wrong with me. Our meetings are always like a minute long. I called him the other week. He had an appointment. I didn't just like randomly call him. I called him, and I was like, he was like, hey, everything's good, all right. And I was like, wait, no, I need you. And I told him, my depression, my anxiety, they've been pretty manageable. My OCD is getting kind of out of hand. I'd really like to up my Prozac if possible. And he said, OCD, That stuff is pretty good for the stand-up though, right? I was like, you're my doctor. You're my doctor, and I pay you to give me medicine. And I'm telling you I need more of the medicine. And you're telling me, no, don't take more of the medicine. You're so silly and sexy when you don't take the medicine. And that's really not fair, because that was my reasoning for not taking the medicine for a long time. Nobody liked that. And now I just really wish he knew less about me in general. I really wish he didn't know I can stand up, because he thinks I'm like way more committed to the bit than I am. Like, he thinks when I turn the lights on and off 5 times fast to make sure my dad doesn't die, I take a step back afterwards and I go, for comedy! That only happens like 20% of the time. Thank you guys so much. My name's Mary.
Mary Federo, everybody! Now you feel like over at the crown jewels. All right, well, to the backdrop of this intense